Hey, my friends, welcome to the Dallas Daily Show. We're actually going to continue to unpack yesterday's idea from the episode Content but Not Satisfied with today's topic Future You Loves Present You. All right, let's get into it. So, in yesterday's episode, Content but Not Satisfied, I kind of got trapped in my own notes a little bit, and I felt an emotion to discuss that a little bit more, which is this idea that there is this trap that we can fall into. I've fallen into it. I know I have. Maybe you have too. Hopefully, you'll get some value out of this. And the trap is simply this, because we were talking about this concept of content but not satisfied. So, how do you get contentment in your present? But yet you're driven, purpose driven to become this future version of you that you know is the ever expanding version of you to which you are called. But sometimes we look at our results in our present and we are discontent. And the trap is sometimes we don't like our results and we start not liking ourselves. Okay. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you hate the person you see. Right. Sometimes we confuse our outcomes with our identity. We confuse the external results that we see of which we are dissatisfied with the internal worth that we have and our identity. So confusing external results with internal worth. My buddy, Coach Jeff, we're going to get him on the pod soon. He talks about your compass and your values quite a bit because your internal worth, and I've had to learn this really hard in my life. I've talked about you guys know so much about me at this point, but my personality is such that a lot of my value comes from what I do. And if I don't do enough, then how could you possibly love me? And also, if I don't do it right and I don't get the results I want, how could I love me as well? And so there was a long time I would look in the mirror and I would hate the person I saw because I wasn't getting the results that I thought I should. I was caught in the drift. And if you don't know what I'm referencing there, please go back and listen to Wednesday's Mind Shift episode. It is worth the price of admission. And yeah, that admission is free, but nonetheless, it's still worth something. Taking a drink of water there. All right. If you've confused your external present results with your internal worth, then it means that you're not actually anchored to the future you, the highest self that you want to be, the healed version of you, the God called, the God aligned version of you, right? Too often we see the results and they're the results of all of this past stuff. And they've been all around us all our life. And then we look at our results and we're like, well, of course, you're worthless. And think about that loop that we talked about earlier this week, too. That the belief creates an identity, you are worthless. And then we do things, we have actions that then give us results that prove to us and reinforce the identity. And we just get caught over and over and over again. And so we can learn to hate ourselves because we hate our situation or we hate our results. And that's just not who you're called to be, my friend. If you only, and I said this yesterday, I'm talking to myself a little bit here, but if you only love yourself when you're successful, then did you ever really love yourself? Or did you only love the results? See, I happen to believe God. I happen to believe in God. If you ever want to join our Entrepreneur Bible Study, we run those live on Mondays, entrepreneuribiblestudy.com. I believe that there is a God who sees a future version of me and is actually calling me to become that version of me, to not drift into all the stuff. But the painful part is I've bought into a lie that I told myself, and I reframed others' compliments of like, hey, you did well, to, oh, you're good. And I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. I think there's a version of us that we should love because of who we are connected to, God and our future selves, versus the realities that we live in. Now, yes, there's a balance here. I'm trying to strike this balance because I'm unpacking this idea without any notes because this is based off of yesterday's thoughts, okay? But if you only love yourself when you're successful, Did you ever really love yourself? What if this journey you're on is not about becoming someone lovable because of what you do, and instead doing things out of the lovable person that you are? What if that were the case? You are loved. You are adored, and not because of what you've accomplished or because of what you haven't accomplished. And it's not that you're not loved because of mistakes you've made. None of that's true. That's all lies. The growth of who you want to become should be love led. Love led. That's a term, right? So God loves you, right? That's important for you to know. But number two, there's a future version of you who is relying on you because they so value who you are becoming. The future version of you that exists a year, 3 years, 5 years from now is not results oriented, but they just simply love you because of who you are, and they're championing you through all of the crap you're wading through and mulling through and doing. And there's a future you going, come on, Joe, come on, Sarah, come on, John, come on, Mike, come on, whatever your name is, right? They're pulling you, and they're actually celebrating the little wins. They're hoping that you win every day. And you know the four eyes that I talk about in the winning game plan. They're hoping that you win every day in your insight. That is what you're learning in the revelation you're receiving. They're hoping that you win in your imagination of who you are and what is possible for you. They're hoping that you win in your intention. That is anchoring to who you want to become and not falling into the drift, the intention and the action and the will driving you forward. And ultimately, they are hoping that you win in the positive impact you're making, because, my friend, you are making a positive impact in the lives of people around you. You're important. You're loved. Quit mixing the results with the identity. It is time that the identity drive better results. Yes, 100%. But don't mix your present results with your present identity. Break that loop. Anchor to the future you. Drive intentionally toward it. And that's all I got for you. Have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to dallasdailyshow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.